2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pretty snazzy, pretty jazzy, very nice. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Wimberley's live stream service for Sunday, April 18th, 2021. Extending prayers for one another is a living expression of God. At times, we hold our loved ones in the truth until they know it for themselves. Living fully is a choice, a gift we are offered by Spirit. Today, let's talk about what that feels like to try on some honest and playful joy. And now let's sing our welcome song with Kit and Katie Marie.
1, 2, 3, 4. Love lives in me, love moves through me, love expresses as me. Love lives in me, love moves through me, love expresses as me. Peace lives in me, peace moves through me, peace expresses as me. Peace lives in me, peace moves through me, peace expresses as me. Joy lives in me, joy moves through me, joy expresses as me. Joy lives in me, joy moves through me, joy expresses as me. Power lives in me, power moves through me, power expresses as me. Power lives in me, power moves through me, power expresses as me. Love lives in me, love moves through me, love expresses as me. Love lives in me, love moves through me, love expresses as me. As me, as me.
Good morning. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you. That was so fun. Please join me as we affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And now let us unite our spirits as we hold this vision for our church. We are an open-hearted spiritual community, powerfully transforming our world by honoring the sacred in all. And we practice this mission. Inspired by our shared spiritual awakening, we offer practical teachings that empower healthy, abundant, and meaningful living. Ernest Holmes said, Jesus prayed that all might come to see the unity of life, that they may be one even as we are one, was his prayer as he neared the completion of his great work. Today's reading is from the Guide for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind for Sunday, April 18th, and it's entitled, One for All and All for One, and it is by Reverend Karen Wiley. Emmett Fox said, in a much more literal sense than people are aware, we are limbs of one body. Craziness goes on in this world, much of it in the name of God. If we really felt that we were limbs of one body, would we cut off one of those limbs? In the quote above from Galatians, Jesus was saying there is no one person, race, class, color, or nation that is superior to any other in the sight of God. There must be a purpose to all of this madness. Perhaps the gravity of a situation is what wakes us up in a big way. We cannot possibly stay asleep while the limbs are being cut off, and we begin to see, as never before, how much we have damaged our mass psyche. And the door is open to the opportunity for redemption, healing, and forgiveness within and without. We pray not just for ourselves, but also for all mankind. We lay down our arms and stop the war inside of us. We let go of our sense of separation, our need to be right, our judgments, and our anger. Little by little, we correct the wrongs we've been committing inside ourselves, no matter how small, no matter how clever we've been about it. When we are free from our own internal war, our own bondage, we see differently and we can become catalysts for change. So we pray for peace, love, joy inside ourselves and all across this precious planet of ours, and our prayers shall be heard. And now, with our gathering prayer, my husband, Michael Finn.
Wow, that was great. Good morning. Let's take a moment to close our eyes. Let's go ahead and take a deep, deep breath in, deep into the seat of self, and just let go, relax. Find that goodness, that oneness, that wholeness, and let's stay there. To be alive, to just be and witness the unfolding of life and the mystery of creation is the biggest blessing we could ever hope to imagine. Too often we get caught up in our own story, suffering, and perceive shortcomings and go blind to the great miracle that is just ourselves. Just the fact that we are alive is reason to rejoice. As Michael Singer says in his beautiful book, The Untethered Soul, in the end, enjoying life's experiences is the only rational thing to do. You're sitting on a planet, spinning around in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Go ahead, take a look at reality. You're floating in an empty space in a universe that goes on forever. If you have to be here, at least be happy and enjoy that experience. Far too often we take ourselves and our spirituality too seriously. With that in mind, let us take a moment to honor the divine in ourselves, the divine that flows through every cell of our being, and let us dance with the feet that God gave us, laugh and sing with our voices, and love without fear, doubt, or constriction. For each and every one of us is a divine gift, and that alone is reason to celebrate. We thank you, God, and so it is.
The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and then disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. We all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why we should pick ourselves up and start over again. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. The question I'll ask at the end of my days: what did I give and what will I take? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Oh, love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love.
Done, ma'am. Thank you. That was perfect. So the other day, I caught a friend of mine who didn't realize that she was being observed. She was outside, and I saw her lift her face to the sky with her eyes closed and just stand there. And then she put her arms out to her side, and she very slowly twirled around, like twice. And so when she came into my house, I said, I saw you enjoying life out there. She said, oh, you caught me twirling. I said, yes, I did. We all need to twirl a little more. And the weather that we're having right now, in case you haven't been outside lately, is twirling weather. So take advantage of it before it's too hot to twirl. I'm going to coin that phrase. I'll get a bumper sticker, too hot to twirl. And last week, when I talked to you about living above the line, it was a challenge to you to step up in every area of your life, to live with a little more integrity, a little more intention, a little more commitment to yourself and to others. And this week, I want to talk to you about the reward for that kind of life. Now, I want to make sure you understand that I'm not talking about do this so that you can get this. I'm talking about living above the line, living in that place of aliveness and curiosity and integrity and honesty is something that we're called to do anyway because that's what we're built to do. But there's a byproduct of doing that. And that is the title of the talk today, which is about being honest and grateful and alive and playful. And so we get to enjoy this experience that we're having, even when we're going through the more difficult learning experiences. So the first thing I'd like to talk about today is honesty. And the best definition or synonym for honesty is integrity. And it's about, in very basic terms, it's where your outside and your inside match each other. When your best self that you know lives in you becomes the way you live all the time on the outside, in your everyday life. And so that might have to do with your relationships, with your work, with what you tell yourself about yourself and others, whether you're being honest and true about something, or if you're making up a story about the other person or making up a story about yourself. If you find yourself saying, "Oh, I've always been that way," to excuse a behavior, stop that right this minute, because that is not taking you anywhere except in the stuck place you're already in. So that's a clue. If you hear yourself saying, "Oh, I've always been that way. This is the way I've always done things." Just take a moment to stop when you say that and say, okay, does that serve me and the world to do it that way? Is this one of my best qualities that I'm living? Or is this an excuse for behavior that's less than my best self? So when we talk about honesty and talk about integrity, we're talking about, I'm just going to give you 4 things that we do when we're living in integrity. We're taking 100% responsibility for our lives and our actions and our words. We're speaking authentically. We feel our feelings all the way through to the end. This means that when you're angry, you look at what you're angry about, and then you look a little deeper, and you'll usually discover you're sad about something. And that's why you're angry. You're afraid you're losing something. You're afraid you're losing control. You're afraid you're going to get hurt, and you won't get over it. Take your feelings all the way to completion, and making impeccable agreements. In other words, keeping your word. And so having integrity means you notice something in your life that is not up to a higher standard that you'd like to live, so you change it. And I want to share with you that I've done something recently that came from a deep inner urge. I wasn't planning on it. It wasn't my timing, because, we make big plans about how things are going to work out, and then we discover that there's usually something else that's better for us. And we can fight against it, or we can go along with it. So I started having this urge in January, I think, that it was time for me to live my life a little more simply, on a little bit of a smaller scale, to make a little bit less of a footprint on the earth. And then we had the winter storm in February, and that cinched it. The house that I live in right now has been my dream home for the last 9 years. I loved this house before it went on the market. I was happy to get into this house. My children went through high school and college and post-college, coming and going from this house. Their friends came and went from this house. We've had difficult times, and we've had beautiful times. We've had many pets that have come and gone, come to be with us, and then died. So there are a lot of really good memories, and there's a lot of beauty in where I live. And so this idea that it was time for me to leave this home was kind of surprising to me. I thought, no, that's not what I planned. I planned to keep living in this house until my grandchildren could come here. Well, that assumes I'm going to have grandchildren. My kids have to kind of go along with that. So, there's that. And I realized that I don't want the responsibility of using up what the resources that it takes to operate this house. I just don't. And I've driven a hybrid car for a long time, gas and electric, and really enjoy it, really like not having to go to the gas station as often. So all at once, within less than a month, I found a house in this crazy market we're having here in Central Texas. In this crazy market, I found the house that checked all the boxes of things that I have always wanted. Little things that weren't in the house that I'm living in now, but earthier things, like lots of exposed stone and that kind of thing. And so I closed on this house earlier this month. It's in Driftwood. It's closer to where I love to work. And still close to Austin, which is great. And it's a much smaller footprint than I've been living in. And I'm thrilled about it. I have plans for a rain collection system and solar panels so that I can use less and less and less of the natural resources that diminish. So I'm thrilled about that. And then I found myself buying an all-electric car. And I love it. I love it. It feels so good not to go to the gas station. And so I discovered the joy that I'm feeling with having my inner convictions match my outer circumstances. That's exciting to me. And so it's not just about the house or the car, it's about doing what I feel on the inside to protect the environment more. And I'm so joyful about it, not just happy, which is in the talk today, but joyful. I'm really joyful about it. And so there's that. And then one of my sons had me watch a documentary the other day. And it's about commercial fishing. So I can't eat fish anymore. I'm so disappointed. But I can't, in good conscience, support an industry that's not good. If you want to see this, email me and I'll tell you about the documentary and tell you where to find it. So, yes, I feel a little bit of sadness about giving up fish. Good thing I'm not a traditional Catholic, so that's good. But I know that I can no longer participate in something that is not good for the rest of the planet. And so, yes, I'm still a consumer. I'm not doing everything 100%. I'm not living off the grid. And I will never sew my own clothes, just so you know. Don't expect that from me. That's not ever going to happen. I shouldn't say never. Should I? No. Okay. It's not likely. But I can do the things that I can. And for me, that's a piece of my integrity. My inside and my outside matching each other. And I know that so many of you are gardeners. You're farming your own food. And I am so pleased to be in this community in which people are more consciously aware. And that means that we give each other strength to do what needs to be done. So if you want to learn more about what integrity is, if you want to learn more about what honesty is, just join us for our Wednesday night class. We're reading a wonderful book, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, which has to do with leadership in your own life. So I love this definition. Integrity then is wholeness. And wholeness is the unbroken flow of energy and life force, congruence between what is experienced and what is expressed, alignment with your life's purpose. That's what the honesty part is. And you may discover that if you've been putting off something that would be a better decision for you, there's a great deal of relief and joy in doing the thing that matches what you're already convicted about. The next thing is gratitude. being grateful. And this is something we talk about a lot. It's part of our prosperity consciousness, because the more we find to be grateful about, the more there is in our life to be grateful for. And it's an endless cycle. It should be a flow. You should think about it as arrows in a circle. I give out good to the world. Good comes back to me. Maybe not in the same place I put it out there, but it comes back. You can count on it. I promise you. That's the way life works. It's why when you give here, we have more to give to the community, to the world, to things that are worthy, to things that are moving humanity along. That's what we're about. And so it's good for us as we're practicing our appreciation, another word for gratitude. As we're practicing our appreciation, it's good for us to challenge our own beliefs about scarcity, about having enough. And the questions you can ask yourself can start out very basic. Do I have enough to eat today? Do I have enough money for today? Do I have enough friends for today? Do I have enough love for today? Do I have a roof over my head today? Do I have a way that I can help other people today? Yes, I do. Start out with those basic questions so that if you start having beliefs about there not being enough money, not being enough love in your life, not being enough time, not having good enough health, examine those beliefs. And that doesn't mean judge yourself. It means take a look. Ask yourself that question. For some of us, there's an element of scarcity that we will be challenged with for a good part of our lives. That's okay. We are moving toward a greater understanding of the goodness of Spirit everywhere present all the time, no matter what. And that means even if you're in an extreme circumstance in your life, open yourself to appreciate those little things. Go outside and twirl because the air feels so good. Go look at the things that are blooming. Even as you see the things that died in the winter that aren't coming back. Bless those things on their way. That is the end of their life cycle so that something new might be nourished and flourish. Same for us. I have a little bit of sadness about leaving my dream home, my big, wonderful home with all its good memories. And I'll always have those. I'll always have those. I'll always have that appreciation for that beautiful period of time in my life. And now the season of my life is simpler and quieter. Oh my gosh, so much quieter at my new place than where I've been living. And I'm happy about that. There's a darker sky for me to see the stars. Happy, joyful, alive. Yes, I have twirled in my new backyard because I'm happy. The previous owners planted rose bushes right underneath my curved bedroom window so that I can look out my bedroom window and see roses. The bedroom window I had before didn't have that. So it's those little things. It's those little things. And then they turn into bigger things and bigger things and bigger things. And the more that we feel our scarcity, the harder we look, and the more quickly things will appear to us because we have that intention. I'm feeling scarce today. What can I find today that I can appreciate, that I can be grateful for? How can I participate with my whole self in the fullness of life? If you're having trouble on a given day doing that, find somebody you trust and say, I'm struggling with this today? Will you help me? Because I promise you they will. I promise you they know. I promise you there's an identification there. Because we all have that as a human experience. You know the one I struggle with the most? Time. I'm in the process of moving. I get so, I don't have enough time to do this. I don't have enough time to do that. I texted Kit yesterday and I said, I'm freaking out a little bit. Because you hear my vocal cords describing it? They just got like real tiny and tight way up here. You know what Kit said to me? Yeah, keep breathing. Y'all right. I can do that. I can breathe. I get it. I get it. And then things began to slow down, and a miracle of all miracles, I got more stuff done. Because you know what it's like when you're like, you're the white rabbit. You're going to be late. There's not enough time. Brrr. Alice in Wonderland reference, not Jefferson Airplane. But, and if you're too young to remember that, that's okay. Ask somebody older and wiser. Yeah, I don't have enough time. I can't do. And so then you run around doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. No, not you. I run around doing But then if I stop and breathe and go, wow, you are on the crazy train right now. You are going really, really fast and you are not getting anything done, white rabbit. So I breathe. And yesterday there was, do a little bit over here. While I'm doing that, I'm allowing my talk to come. And so I work on my talk a little bit, and then I go back to another task with my hands, allows my brain to free up. Do a little bit here, go back and work on my talk a little bit. And I got into the good flow. Thanks, kid. We can do that. This is about the choice that we make. We make the choice whether or not we're going to experience joy in our lives, and then we look for it. We decide whether or not we're going to appreciate life and be grateful for it. We decide whether or not we're going to tell the truth and keep our agreements, if we're going to let our insides and our outsides match as much as possible. Remember, I'm not talking about your surface emotions right here, your outside matching that, because sometimes that doesn't look so good. I'm talking about this deep part right here, this core self, this beautiful living spirit in us, matching what's on the outside. So this allows us to have, it allows us to have some aliveness in our lives. Because most of the time, we get to going so fast and we get so in our heads that we do forget to breathe. We do forget to stop and just assess where we are. We have the choice between not enough and plenty, between competition and acceptance that there is enough for everyone. We also can get out of the belief that if this much is good, a whole lot of it has got to be better. Try that with ice cream. You will have some results that you may not be particularly happy with. So there's that. So this is about checking in with ourselves all the time. Am I experiencing joy right now? Maybe not. But can I stop and appreciate something? Yeah, I can do that. Was I less than in my integrity with somebody? I need to go clean that up, don't I? Yeah. Because dreading doing it, letting it be unfinished business, takes way more energy than just cleaning it up. How do you want to spend your energy? How much energy do you want to have so that you can feel alive? If it's all tied up in the unfinished business and the past and in resentment and in scarcity and in being an Eeyore, I'm making a lot of references today to mythical things, or am I not? So that's okay, go with me on this. Be like Pooh. Be like Tigger. Go bounce a little bit. Go bounce. Do you know when I'm really happy about something, I like to jump up and down. I'm going on 66. I hope I never quit jumping up and down unless my body just totally gives out, and then I'll jump up and down on the inside. You know, when I got my all-electric car, I got a red one. You know why I got a red one? Because the red one makes me happy. A red one looks hot. A red one is fun. Do I feel alive in my red car? You bet I do. It's like, yes, I have a red car. Now, you don't have to have a red car. You may have a silver car or a gray car or a tan car, and it may make you just say, yes, look at me. I am joyful in this because it gets the job done. It gets the job done, and it's not about your car. I'm just using that for an example. But let's play a little bit, shall we? Wow, I want to read you the definition of play. It's so good. This is from Stuart Brown in his book called Play. He defines play as, quote, an absorbing, apparently purposeless activity that provides enjoyment and suspends self-consciousness and a sense of time. It is also self-motivating and makes you want to do it again. We like this definition. From this perspective, play is not serious. It doesn't require hard work, effort, or struggle. The cornerstone of conscious play is that it's not serious. And you know who we learn that from? We learn that from children, and we learn that from animals. Why do we like to watch videos of babies laughing? Why do we like to watch baby goats? Why do we like to watch a horse playing with a ball in the pasture? Why do we like to watch kids learning how to walk and giggling about it? Because it's a reminder of who we are. In our hearts, may we never be so serious that we cannot play. May we never be so serious that we can't take a break from the things that causes guilt and stress and burnout, so that we can play a little bit. It was a great book published back in the late 80s, maybe, called Flow, by a Czechoslovakian writer whose name I can't ever pronounce. But again, if you want to email me, I'll send you his name and the title of the book. And it's about being in those things that let us totally be present. It's why I used to love to ride horses, because if you're not present with your horse will let you know. Usually by not doing the thing that you want it to do. Or by getting a little frisky with you and making you pay attention so you don't go off. Sometimes you're not paying attention enough and you go off, and then you go, oh, yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Way back, 13 years ago, I was pretty heavy, and I lost a lot of weight. And in that first big chunk of weight loss, I wanted to do something that would challenge me, that would let me experience this new body in a new way. And so there was a retreat center in the Austin area that at the time offered trapeze flying. And so I went trapeze flying. And then I went again because it was so much fun, I wanted to do it again. Well, let me tell you, when you're climbing up a ladder that's about this wide to a platform that's about this wide, you're present. You are totally there. You're not thinking about all the things that are waiting for you to do when you get home. You're not thinking about that fight you had with so-and-so. You're thinking about climbing that ladder. Oh my God, you're climbing this little skinny ladder up to a thing that's about this wide. Exhilarating to be totally present to that situation. Exhilarating to the point of screaming in fear and delight, because they were happening at the same time. I was fully present to my fear and my delight. The second time I went, now I was harnessed. I want to be perfectly honest with you. I had on a harness, so I wasn't going to get hurt. But the second time that I went, I did a catch with another flyer. And I learned how to do a backflip off the trapeze. I've never done a backflip in any way in my life. And you can hear my voice and see the energy as I talk about it, because that reminds me of what play feels like. Try playing miniature golf. And if you're distracted, you're not going to enjoy yourself, and you're probably not going to play very well. Go out to Topgolf and hit a few drives out there. And there's a beautiful thing that happens if you've ever played golf, if you've ever swung a club, if you've ever even putted. There's a fine balance between being totally present and being over-focused. Because then you're in your performance anxiety, and you want to do it right, and you want to do it well. And you know what happens to your body? You tense up, and you have a crummy swing. So I'm talking about living in that zone in which you are totally present to what you're doing. Time begins to lose its relativity. And we need that. We especially need that this year, don't we? So my friends, I'll leave you with this today. It's important for us to do these things, to live with our integrity. It eases what's in here so much. It's important for us to be grateful so that we can be in the flow of divine goodness, of experiencing the abundance that's already present. It's important for us to be alive, and alive transcends whatever's going on with our body or in our outer circumstances. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling whatever you're feeling, go ahead and take it all the way down. And if you have to get all the way down into the depths of sadness, beloved, know that there is an equal amount of the pinnacle of joy that awaits you. So go all the way through your feelings and play. Play. Find that which gives you joy. Find that which takes you out of all of this. Joke around with people kindly. Sarcasm doesn't count. Have fun. Have fun with people you love. Call somebody up that you haven't talked to in a long time and make sure you have an opportunity to laugh. Because laughter's good for our bodies. It uses a lot of good muscles in our face and in our diaphragm. And so today are just a few things that we can do to live our lives into wholeness. It's not all struggle. It's not all about spiritual assignments. There is an ease to doing these things as we practice them. There is an ease. And as we move into our meditation today, I'm going to invite you to, as Finn had us do earlier, just get into yourself here and stay there. Stay right in here. And as we begin to breathe, remember, that's what Kit helped me do this week when I was a little freaked out? Just breathe. Breathe. You don't have to do anything else right now. If you've got a pet around you right now while you're watching and you start some purposeful breathing, your pet will either calm down because they catch your vibe, or they'll want to get up close to you and interrupt it. And that's okay. Be present. Be right here, right now. Breathe. And breathe. And breathe. And you can close your eyes, or you can let your eyes take a soft focus. And without giving it a lot of thought energy, just take a look and see if there's something that's unfinished. I'm not talking about tasks. I'm talking about undelivered communications, making amends, catching up. And without guilt and without recrimination, notice it. And if you want to make sure you remember these things, you can just kind of tap on your forehead a little bit. When it needs to come back to you, it will. Notice if there is any pain or tension in your body, just notice it. And then with your conscious breathing, let your breath go to that place. Just breathe into it. Breathe into whatever is tense or painful, not to make it go away, but to acknowledge that it is there. You honor it. You give it your breath as a gift. And if there is sadness, grief, sorrow, go ahead and be with that. And if tears need to come from your eyes, it's okay. Keep breathing. And now notice, beloved, can you remember the last time you played? Can you remember the last time you laughed without inhibition? The last time you put your hands in the earth to nurture something that was growing and time lost all of its meaning in those moments. The last time you held a baby. The last time you took a walk, and the only thing that existed was the air around you, the sights you could see, and the rhythm of your pace. When is the last time you were just goofy? And yes, that is part of our meditation. Because our wholeness is holistic, my friends. Mind, body, spirit, every aspect of us in alignment with the Great One. And notice that just as all of your extremities, all the parts of your body are part of your one body, we too are part of one body. All of humanity, all of spirit, all of nature. Will you protect this body, the one you live in and the one that moves about in the world? Will you protect this world that you move about in? Will you protect others? Will you shelter and heal? And above all, beloved, where is your sense of appreciation today? For what are you grateful? I believe it was the psalmist who said, I am sufficient unto the day through my Lord. We are sufficient unto this day. We have enough. And now I open my eyes to you, and I extend my hands of fellowship and communion and oneness with you. Soon, we will be able to see each other again in person, share that sweet energy that we have. Until then, no matter where you are, near or far, these hands embrace yours. My heart embraces yours. Our hearts embrace each other's. And for that we are blessed. And for that we are grateful. For this we live. And so it is. And so it is. Amen.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
As a part of our prosperity consciousness, we continue to give where we are spiritually nourished and inspired. We are grateful for the gifts that you've sent in already, and and we affirm the gifts you are sending in now. We know that Spirit is working through us to support all that is needed for our community and beyond. There are 4 ways that you can give. You can text GIVE to the number on the screen. You can click the donate button on our website. You can mail a check to 455 White Wings Road, Wimberley, Texas, 78676, or tap Give on our church app. And as we take our gifts and bless them, we say these words together: divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Every day, waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. And I gotta say, it's so good to be grateful every day. The sun came up this morning and I could see it. Oh, that sweet sunshine. My heart still has a beat and I'm still breathing. So far, so good. Everything's turning out right every day. Waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. And I gotta say, it's so good to be grateful every day. When I recognize the things I take for granted, I see the magic in the mundane. I know that's where the greatest gifts are planted. So I say thank you again and again every day. Every day, waking up grateful that I get another chance to say thank you. Every night, taking the time to remind myself that I've got it so good. And I gotta say, it's so good to be grateful every day. So grateful, yeah. I got the stars, I got the moon, I got love and I got you every day. So grateful, yeah. So grateful, yeah. So grateful every day.
Yeah, girl. If you watch what Kit and Katie Marie do on Sundays, you know that not only are they fully present, but they're playful. And it's you're totally engaged in what you're doing. That's what I'm talking about. And if you were here in the room with us, you would see that there's a lot of platform dancing going on and a lot of chair dancing going on. So let me just say, if you're not able to get out and go, fly on a trapeze or something like that, get some of Kit's music on and just dance. Put on any music you love and dance. But hers in particular will make you just get up and go, even if you're sitting down doing it. So okay, I'm done. As we move toward the end of our service, we'd like to take this moment to share a few things. Join us next Sunday for Kids Talk, Being Love. Being Love. The April Wednesday night class at 6 o'clock continues 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, a New Paradigm for Sustainable Success. This book study outlines a relationship roadmap that covers the full spectrum of ways that we can live and relate, from either fear, which is below the line, or trust, which is above the line. The books are available at the church, or you can order a copy on Amazon. And let me just say, this book is so rich that we are not able to cover all of it during our class time, but we cover the parts that are just the most germane for the week. The book is a good reference guide. It's a good inspiration for the rest of your life. So even if you're not in the class with us, which we hope you would be, get the book for yourself either here or on Amazon and play along with us. Tune in to Facebook Live every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Oh, we're in Kathmandu. Wow. God, I think I'm wearing the same coat, too. Gosh. Didn't realize I'd packed it, so that's cool. Okay, where am I? Facebook Live every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. as Kit and I share readings, meditations, and affirmations. If you miss these live posts, you can always watch them on your church phone app. Please join us. This is an important announcement on this Thursday, April 22nd, which is Earth Day, at 7 p.m. down at the pool for our blessing and releasing ceremony of the pool. Kit and I will be joined by Jan McGowan in this important sacred ritual as we bless the Unity Pool for its years of joy and service to this community and beyond, and release it for its next highest good. We'll meet at the pool site. Please wear masks, even if you've had your COVID vaccinations. We will socially distance in and around the pool, but it's not actually in the pool, just around the pool. Please continue to look for news and updates from me and the board regarding the pool in its next steps. If you'd like a copy of any of my letters or have questions or comments, please email the church, business@unityofwimberley.com, and those emails will come to me and to the board and Kit, and we will make sure that we hear your concerns, questions, or comments. You can continue to send your Feed My People donations directly to the Crisis Breadbasket at P.O. Box 1721, Wimberley, Texas 78676. Any questions, concerns, or prayer requests, you can send those to Kit, me, both of us, at minister@unityofwimberley.com and asl@unityofwimberley.com. And now, as we conclude this service, let us join together in our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let's play. I really